Thank you very much, Kathy, and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. In today's webinar, we are going to discover how the Teledyne FLIR technologies can help you identifying energy losses and saving money on your bills. We start our journey with an overview on the current economic landscape, understanding what are the main factors that brought us here and what is the impact of energy prices on homeowners and businesses. The first part is going to be focusing around the Teledyne FLIR thermal technologies that can help homeowners and home inspection professionals combat the rising in energy costs, while the second and final part will be focusing more on the businesses where maximizing operational efficiency is vital for controlling energy consumption and avoiding unexpected downtime. And as Katie mentioned, we'll end this webinar with a 10 minutes Q&A slot. Before we begin, I would like to launch a poll. So I kindly ask Katie to launch it. So we would like to ask you a question, which is, over the past 12 months, what countermeasures have you taken to combat the rising energy prices? So just curious to hear from you, whether you have been taking some actions already, whether you have not done that, or you are planning to do so in the near future. Okay, I see you are 60% of you has already voted. Okay, a few seconds, and then we can move forward. Okay, Kathy, I think we can close the poll and go back to the presentation. So what brought us here, and what are the implications of the spike in energy prices for homeowners and businesses? Let's find out. Well, what you see here are just some of the key factors that have been playing a crucial role in the current economic landscape. And the topic being most debated and covered by the media is undoubtedly the tensions rising between the EU and Russia, further triggered by the invasion of Ukraine earlier this year. And gas supply and demand cycles are impacted by weather and economic activity. And if you think about the winter season in 2020 and 2021, those were unusually cold in both Asia and Europe, which are the two main competing markets for liquefied natural gas. And competition was accentuated by severe contraction of supply. The situation then further worsened as the year progressed, with summer heat waves across Europe, Asia, and the United States, leading to a surge in demand for air conditioning. And simultaneously, the deployment of economic stimulus packages spurred a swift economic recovery and increased power demand from industry, attracting liquefied natural gas cargoes to the economies that had been the first to recover from the effects of the pandemic, like China and other Asian countries. And the increased competition for a scarce resource like gas led to a surging benchmark prices in line with the free market economics dictums. To the Department for Energy, Business and Industrial Strategy, domestic fuel prices in the UK have increased by more than 60% compared to 2021. And the recent Business Energy Tracker report from Empower Business Solutions shows that 80% of organizations consider energy to be their biggest threat. So, to keep energy costs as low as possible, homeowners and businesses need to improve their energy efficiency. But where to start? And let's now get to the art of today's webinar. The good news is that despite the economic landscape just described, Teledyne FLIR thermal technologies can help you. Thermal cameras, also known as infrared cameras, can see infrared radiation, which is beyond our e-sight. I'm not going to cover infrared theory in depth today, but among some of the cool things you can do with infrared, you can see the heat through a visual, colorful representation of the IR radiation in a given scene and measure the temperature at distance. The pictures you see in the chart represent some of the most common energy loss areas in a residential building. And one of the easiest places to check for potential cold air leaks and to remedy is the weather stripping around windows and doors. And when it gets cold outside, stripping materials tend to shrink. And having the ability to check those spots, especially on an unusually chilly day in the fall or in the winter, can help uncover that windows and doors truly need new sealing materials before the coldest days arrive. And if a leak by a window or door is large enough and the air is cold enough outside, you can easily feel the air leak with your hand. However, that is not feasible with issues hidden inside a wall. But those problems can comprise an additional 10 to 20% of total home energy loss. And thermal imaging equipment is particularly adept at detecting places of missing insulations or insulations that has moved within the home, including the ceiling, for instance. Simply sealing gaps within these common problem areas can save the homeowner up to 20% on energy bills each year. And according to Home Advisor, in the UK, where home energy bills have increased in 2022 to an average of £3,600 per year, sealing gaps could help save homeowners more than £710 annually. And for those of you who experience hot summers, those same winter fixes could help improve cooling efficiency during the warmer months, further compounding energy cost savings throughout most of the year. The FLIR One Pro is one of the tools available to spot those issues. This small thermal camera connects to your smartphone, giving you powerful thermal vision in the palm of your hand. It is supported by the user-friendly FLIR Home Inspect app, which also offers guidance on what you can do once you have identified an issue. The FLIR One Edge Pro is the evolution of the species. It was introduced no more than 50 days ago. It is future-proof as it now connects wirelessly to your smartphone or tablet, either iOS or Android. And you can operate it also detached from your mobile device up to 30 meters distance. The same compact family, we have also a standalone camera platform, the C3X and C5 cameras. They are available with two different sensor resolutions, but built on the same platforms with the same features. And they both come with an integrated battery, allowing 4 hours of continuous use. When it comes to home inspection and building professionals, the FLIR EX series is a must-have. With less than 600 grams of weight, all covering rub and resistant to dust, water drops, and 2 meters drop tested, the EX series have been designed for the toughest environment. The same series, you can choose cameras with different resolutions. And the example that you see here in the chart shows how the number of pixels of the sensor influences the image quality of the small underfloor heating system. The same is true also for the different thermal sensitivity available. And you can see the detection of cold water drops on a carpet with two different cameras. And if you are working outside on a building facade, thermal sensitivity is key because the temperature differences on the facade are really tiny. And you need to have a high resolution and high sensitivity camera if you want to spot critical areas like missing insulation or moisture problems. FLIR EXX series is an advanced thermal imaging camera platform with a built-in microphone for voice annotation, and it is fully compatible with the FLIR Thermal Studio reporting software, meaning less time spent crunching images and more time inspecting. The same platform is available across 5 different models. The E52 and E54 come with a standard fixed 24-degree horizontal field of view lens, while the other models like the E76, E86, and E96 offer the possibility to change optics. You can add additional lenses to your camera after the purchase, or order the desired multi-lens configuration from the beginning. The example you see here, I was standing at the same distance from the building facade, taking pictures with different lenses. And you clearly see the level of detail that you can get and how versatile you can be in your work depending on the scenario presented in front of you. Any FLIR cameras we have seen so far are equipped with a patented FLIR MSX technology. Every FLIR infrared camera has a visible camera, and what the MSX does is basically superimposing the edges of the visible picture onto the thermal one, adding more details and context than a plain IR pictures. The cameras are part of a software ecosystems which seamlessly connects them with a FLIR Ignite cloud and other gravitating analysis software. The data acquired with your camera can be automatically sent and archived on the FLIR Ignite cloud. You have the option to analyze the pictures directly from the cloud, create and export a quick report, or send a shareable link of an image to a colleague or a customer. Should you have more in-depth analysis needs, you can also rely on the FLIR Tools mobile app or the FLIR Thermal Studio software for desktop, which has been specifically designed to manage hundreds of pictures and automate most of your manual reporting efforts. According to our customers, you can save up to 50% of the time before and after the inspection. When it comes to businesses, maximizing operational efficiency is vital for controlling energy consumption and avoiding unexpected downtime. Various condition monitoring tools help businesses of all sizes and sectors to not only identify energy leaks, but even pinpoint invisible performance issues before they become problems, allowing maintenance team to proactively optimize their business energy efficiency. We have already touched upon the current energy crisis triggers, as well as the consequences that homeowners and businesses have been facing. In addition to the before mentioned, the European Commission has been pushing to cut greenhouse gas emissions by at least 55% by 2030, setting Europe on a responsible path to becoming carbon neutral by 2050. And this forces businesses to reassess processes along the production cycle to make them more energy efficient and responsible. The first category of issues that we would like to go through today, as we call them invisible issues, so to speak, is downtime, which is the time during which a machine or a computer is out of action or unavailable for use. And the aim of every maintenance manager out there is to reduce those unpredicted failures to the minimum terms, or even better, avoid them completely. It is non-negotiable, meaning that at some point, if you don't have the right maintenance processes and tools in place, you will be hit. And 1 hour of downtime can be very expensive. According to this infographic brought here by Schneider Electric, US, downtime can cost up to millions of euros, depending on the type of industry your business is in. And if the downtime is unexpected, you can easily multiply those numbers you see here by 3 or 4 times. Some of the assets you want to regularly check with an infrared camera are essentially electrical connections, electronic components, or other mechanical parts subject to wear and tear, like bearings within an electric motor. As a rule of thumb, any anomalies in temperature, and most of the time a higher than normal temperature, indicate an imminent failure at some point in time. Another source of potential energy loss and inefficiencies that is often overlooked is linked to the insulation of industrial buildings like warehouses or manufacturing plants. Like it was the case for homeowners and building professionals, infrared technology can help you identify critical areas in this context as well. We have seen before the economic impact of missing insulation as well as unsealed windows in a house. Well, the impact of the same issues is even higher in an industrial environment, given the average size of buildings and the intensive energy use in the production cycle, as well as in controlling the internal temperature of those facilities. And now that the cost of energy has gone up, this overlooked problem deserves to be addressed properly. EXX and T5 series are the perfect camera platforms for predictive maintenance activities within an industrial environment. Those product families are essentially built on the same platform and have many features in common. The advantage of the T5 series and its tiltable optic design is the improvement in ergonomics. And this will be particularly appreciated by those users using the device for many hours throughout their day or week. Some of the relevant features that can help you being more efficient in the field are the laser assisted autofocus, with which you can achieve crisp focus in all environments without the need to hold any button. Can highlight critical areas on your picture or just fill in the note field with a QWERTY keyboard as you would normally do on your smartphone. The one-touch level and span, you can adjust the temperature scale by tapping your finger on the area of interest. This way you will make sure to cut out all the background temperatures distracting you from the potential problem you want to see. And the picture on the right of the chart shows this very well. This is what happens when you tap on the camera screen to the object of interest. Other test and measurement equipment from FLIR, like multimeters and clamp meters with the Meterlink technology, can be paired with a camera via Bluetooth, displaying their measurement values live on the camera screen, bringing more context to your thermal inspection. Last but not least, I want to showcase a great example of hardware and software integration, addressing many of the most annoying pain points when it comes to performing infrared inspection. The inspection route, it is a built-in camera option, allowing the maintenance team to not missing any assets during the inspection, will achieve better consistency of the data acquired, and report your findings more efficiently, saving, again, at least 50% of your administrative time before and after the inspection. But how does it work? Let's have a look together. So the process starts from the Thermal Studio Pro software with the creation of the asset list from scratch, or through an easy import from your CMMS system. Inspection route is generated and uploaded on the camera, where you can see a live progress of the inspection on the camera screen, prompting the user to input any comments or tags. If we want to break for a few minutes, you can switch off the camera, and when you switch it on again, you will start from where you left off. Set up to 6 descriptive asset levels. And when you are done with inspection, just drag and drop the completed inspection route file in Thermal Studio and create a report in few clicks. If you are new to infrared, don't worry. Infrared Training Center offers a vast array of application-focused courses from beginner to expert, so students never have to settle for a course that only meets some of their needs. ITC is the world's largest and leading infrared training and certification provider, the only organization certified to the ISO quality management standard. That is why ITC certification is considered the gold standard qualification among industry and building professionals. Feel free to check out Infrared Training Center on Google for further information. The last area of industry invisible issues we'll be focusing today is compressed air leaks. Why is it so important to reduce compressed air leaks? First, the production of compressed air is one of the most important energy expenditure items in the industry. Depending on the type of industry you are in, this can account up to 30% of the total electricity bills. On average, a compressed air system loses from 25 to 30% of air and energy due to leaks. That the compressor lifetime is reduced by the same amount, and maintenance costs will increase as a result as well. Just as an idea, a quarter-inch leak can easily cost you more than 20,000 euros, depending on the pressure your system is running at. Ultrasound is highly directional, and the 124 microphones with which the FLIR SI124 is equipped helps triangulating the noise source and displaying those on an image. Technology is typically 10% faster than traditional scanning equipment. It is very easy to learn, as almost no training is required. Big reason for that is that the artificial intelligence on board the camera is able to separate the noise signature of a leak from a background, allowing you to work with a typical background noise in an industrial environment. When you see a leak, this is localized with a yellow marker on the screen. And depending on the intensity, the color could vary. Quantification of how much the single leak is costing you per year is displayed live in the upper right corner. Adjustable parameters like the cost per kilowatt hour will influence the leaks cost you will get. But don't worry, because you can set those values in the camera. Just have some leaks examples. So those are just some snapshots taken with the camera, where you have a localization of the leaks in a typical industrial environment. And when it comes to reporting, well, to accommodate different needs and IT policies, the SA124 offer two solutions for reporting. The first one is a cloud-based solution. So through the SA124 Cloud Viewer, when a device is connected to a Wi-Fi network or to your mobile device hotspot, the pictures or videos are transferred directly to the cloud account with which the camera is paired. You can then access with a user ID and a password to analyze the data and create a simple report. The second option is an offline solution based on the FLIR Thermal Studio software. Yes, you heard right. It is the same software that we use to analyze thermal pictures. And for the acoustic imaging, the advantage here to work offline with the Thermal Studio software is that you can fully customize the report template according to your needs. And you can even combine thermal pictures with acoustic ones, as you see in the first page on the right part here of the chart. So that is the end of the presentation. Thank you very much for tuning in today. Sessions like this. So we are here. Thank you very much once again, and have a nice rest of your day. Bye-bye.